Welcome back to the Springs Radio Real Estate Show with Cheryl Garlock at Colorado Front Range Properties. That be moi, me, and my very special guest, Jeff Dunn with the Cabinet Guy. Jeff, thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
You know, this is a show, Jeff, I always like to tell everybody that it's a show all about residential real estate. Whether you're buying or you're selling or you're investing in property, this is a great place to learn a lot of information. And, of course, you guys can always give us a call at 719-321-7600 and check us out on the website, at coloradospringsbesthomes.com. But, you know, Jeff, I want to talk to people about selling their homes themselves. Mm-hmm. And have you ever done that yourself or come close to it?
No.
No, okay. And what are your, why, just tell us why, because you've owned several homes.
Right.
And why wouldn't you do that?
I just, it's kind of like I've learned through the years, I don't do my own auto repair. I don't do a lot of things that I'm not an expert at. Mm-hmm. And trying to sell my house or buy one on my own, I just don't see the point. I might as well, I'd rather have a professional on my side working for me than try and do it on my own.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pitfalls in that. And so let me just tell you guys about it. If you're thinking about selling your home yourself, and with the market somewhat heating up, some people are trying to do that thinking that they can save some money. Sure. And I understand saving money. I want to save money like the next person here, but I don't want to be, like that saying goes, penny wise and pound foolish. That's it. Always get that backwards. But here's the thing. When you're selling yourself, I got to tell you that I, as a real estate broker and a professional, I don't sell my own home myself.
That speaks loudly there.
It really does. Okay, I'll list it, but I will never be around. I will never be around. And do you know why I don't want to be around and in the picture marketing the property myself?
Oh, I can imagine.
Okay.
You'd probably get in the way.
I would get in the way, and I don't want anybody to read body language.
Right.
And I don't want people to try to ask me questions and put me as an owner on the spot right there, trying to get information out that I really maybe haven't had a chance to synthesize and digest the best way to approach those answers. The one thing that a real estate broker can do for a buyer or a seller is they insulate them from this situation. Mm-hmm. It's not like being in court and having your attorney do your case for you. That's why you're paying them, to handle that, to be able to do that there. So, when you are selling your home by yourself there, you price it. You come up with this magic number. Mm-hmm. And, we always hear this story here when they tell buyers that come through their home and they maybe look a little bit interested. They say, well, if we don't have it sold by next week, we're going to raise the price, because we're going to list it with a broker. Well, forget that idea, man, because these people are all expecting a deal, right. And you're a buy owner and you're a target. That's exactly. It. That is it. You are a target. You don't have any representation whatsoever. And these people are way smarter than whatever they did, 10 and 20 years ago. I mean, they're just a lot smarter about that. Mm-hmm. The other thing is that you got to have your ducks in a row to understand the market there. It's not really about whether your house is so much better than the one down the street that sold for less money or more money, but, that's when you get the buts. Right. It's really about understanding what the appraised values, that's so important today, and how they're going to really play into the role and come in. Also you have to understand financing. You need to know your demographics. You need to know who that target audience is likely to buy your property there. Mm-hmm. If you have an HOA, which so many developments and communities do today, even in single family homes, you really got to understand what's going on with your HOA, and not just the price point on that HOA, the monthly expense, but all the different rules and regulations and how it impacts financing. Did you know they approve HOAs now?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do there. So if your HOA is basically not an approved, passing the certificate test, you might say, not going to work. Huh. Now, one of my favorite ones is the discount broker. People will say, well, I'll just go ahead and I'll call this little online website company and get my property in the realtor's MLS. I love this one here because, gosh, you have to pay the money up front. Right. I don't know what it is, but anyway, you have to pay a certain dollar amount up front there. But they've gotten their money up front, you guys. That is the operative phrase, up front. And they don't have any more.
Anything?
They don't have to do anything more. After they get in the MLS, pretty much they say they represent you. Yeah, okay, you got an offer. Oh, by the way, I'm emailing it to you. Let me know what you want to do. Okay, that's it. End of story. And I gotta love the ones that have an 800 number attached to it. Because that means they don't know anything about the area. Right. You know, so it's really, really challenging there as far as that's concerned. And here's the big thing about those deals. People, then by the time they realize that they've done that route and it doesn't work, their property's been listed in the MLS for a certain period of time, and now it's getting what we call stale dated. Right. And so it has an old history, and the buyers are next asking, why hasn't it sold? You know, I could talk to you guys endlessly on this, you know that. So do you know what? Pick up the phone. Call me, 719-321-7600. Visit me at Colorado Springs, besthomes.com. We're going to talk about next week here on exactly what you need to know if you're buying from a for sale by owner. We'll talk